Good evening, everybody. Happy Friday. It is 5 p.m. November 6th. Prices of Bitcoin currently at $15,639. We had some nice rapid movement earlier today, some quick spike downs towards this pivot that you're seeing. But of course, price was so bullish that it actually did not hit the pivot. In fact, it just kind of touched a wick right near the pivot, closed the 15-minute candle inside this trend line that I was watching right here, that was holding price like this, and then quickly just, rocketed and took off. And so the other side of what's happening in BTC is also something that's quite apparent in altcoins, which is they are doing phenomenally well, right? The one thing that we were worried about is BTC would keep going up and altcoins would keep, crapping the bed, but it doesn't seem to be the case. You can see over the last, several hours, day and a half, these are 4-hour candles. Bitcoin dominance continues to go down. BTC price is generally ranging, not really going up significantly, not really going down significantly. And this is giving a solid breather to altcoins, which are performing extremely well today. ETH itself is up almost 9.5%, 10% on the day. Our position, I think, is currently up. My average is 414, 415. So we're currently up about 9.7%. So pretty good movement so far. Link also is the other position that we're in, all right? 10.5 average or so down here. We are currently up almost 15.8, 16%. So both positions doing really well. And I just wrote a update in the DeFi leverage long channel right here. I will be closing 1/3 of my Link position around $13. And let me explain again why 13, because you see this red zone right here where all this was resistance right there. And we're coming into that resistance area once more. I believe that this is probably a good area to start trimming your position a little bit. Again, not investment advice. I'm going to be doing it because even with Link, which is up 10.9% for the day, we've gone up pretty rapidly. Not saying that we have to top anytime soon, but the fact that we've kind of gone up so hard, so fast, I would generally want to be taking some profit right into the key resistance that we've had previously. And so that kind of tells me that, maybe we should start trimming a little bit of our position around this area. And same goes for ETH. Okay, ETH is currently around 455 and some change. The big marker that I have for ETH is, this marker right here, 480 or so. So I'm going to trim a little bit around 475. And technically, I got some orders like 475, 478, 480. But all in all, it's going to come down to, 475 being the bigger chunk order. Okay. So I'm hoping to capitalize on these positions. Going into the weekend, I want to be taking some profit, taking some money off the table, kind of having a more of a relaxing weekend where I don't have to worry about, bigger positions in the market, nor do I have to watch them over the weekend. And this is how I choose to sort of, trim down my capital. Okay. Now, BTC is once again, showing us potential bottoming strength where maybe it had this descending triangle being created. You could look at it as a wedge. It doesn't really matter. Whatever pattern it is, if you don't see a actual breakout or breakdown, right, the pattern really doesn't mean anything. And so for right now, one could make the argument that this was a falling wedge, and maybe we start to break up and out of it, and we should be looking for upside targets, towards this key high right here, and quite possibly towards R4, which is around $16,460. But again, I don't really know if you could, say anything about BTC unless it gets past this R3 level, and it needs to hold above this level, right? This is around $15,685. So far, it's really been struggling around this area, but if you do want to go long, your stop could be below this area, and you could effectively go long, towards this key high, which is almost 16,000, or R4, which is around $16,460. Let's check out DOT. I don't really want to trim DOT yet because it hasn't really shown upside, movement that rapidly. I think our DOT average is like 430, 440. So that one's doing okay. We're up like 3 or 4%. But once DOT gets going, I honestly believe that it'll do pretty well. But again, it has to escape this reaccumulation zone. Until it does that, it's probably going to chop around this area a little while. Okay, but again, reaccumulation stuff like this it's a good thing because as long as you're reaccumulating and you're not breaking down, the chances of upside potentially is much larger. Okay, and so once it starts breaking out, I mean, you're going to see nice upside movement. Stock market closed really, really well. I had some positions that I picked up this morning. I talked about this. I picked up Square around 198 and a quarter, and I picked up Twist around 99.3. So these are some longer term positions. And I was speaking to Austin, our frequent guest that we have. He runs his own hedge fund, and he told me to take a look at Square and Twist Biosciences. Twist is in the genomic space, and they're also doing some really interesting stuff in the medical space, almost similar to CRISPR. So again, check it out. Not investment advice, but I bought these two companies. Okay. BTC front, again, dominance coming down, good sign. Price generally kind of staying in this range. Again, good sign, good thing for altcoins. If you look across the board, I mean, these are my cryptos that I'm watching. Every single one of them is in the green. I mean, you could, literally throw your money into, generally any of these altcoins. And today they've almost all of them have yielded pretty decent returns. Okay. So, so far so good. But again, going into Saturday time, I don't really want to be thinking about crypto, nor do I want to be trading Saturday. Let the positions do whatever they must. And, we'll come back Sunday and we'll see exactly what's going on with the market. All right. Well, that's pretty much it, folks. I just want to keep it short and sweet. Nothing else I really want to talk about. Daily's probably going to close as a doji. We have, 55 minutes left. Even if it closes slightly up higher, I don't think it's going to make a whole lot of difference. But I generally think that it's going to close around, 15,650, 15,700, something like that. And for the most part, that would be considered a doji. And like I said, even yesterday, after a big volume, big volatile day, you're kind of looking for, calming in volatility and volume for the next couple of days, whether it's just today or whether it's, the rest of the weekend. Okay. That is it. Stock market also closed up and we're ready for a new week ahead. Okay. I'll keep y'all updated if I have anything else I see. Till then, cheers. Have a good rest of your weekend and I'll talk to you soon. And by the way, starting next week, we're going to try to do some contests and some giveaways of free books, and maybe even some crypto only for Advantage members, of course. So stay tuned. Take care.